and everything. So I've been doing pretty good. The only thing that's been going bad in my life, where a lot of people know, about a year ago, my wife had a stroke, and she's been hospitalized for a little bit over a year now.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, me too. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman, best woman I've ever had in my life.
Man, I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, she just turned 79 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man.
But you make sure you tell your father I say hi.
You know what? I'll be talking to him. I'm going to talk to him tonight.
Please tell him I say hi.
Me and my dad used to talk after my daughter. Tony, just so you know, my daughter is a freshman at the Naval Academy.
Oh no! Tell her I said thank her for her service.
Okay, listen. She's starting as a freshman. She's a guard. She's 6'1", guard at the Naval Academy. They play Saturday and Sunday. They play on ESPN Plus. And so my dad will watch the games. Now listen to me, okay? You know Cowboys will watch. And he will he'll start texting me about all the things she does.
You're right now watching an impromptu interview with Tony Atlas and Cowboy Bill Watt's son, Eric.
How he picks out this man, it doesn't matter.
This is for a special series that we're recording for Pro Wrestling Syndicate. But let's get this party started. Guys, we have the bio cards here. I hope you enjoyed the interview that's going on. So we're watching the screen right now. So if you guys are interested in Tony signing a bio card, please send your orders to locker76co@gmail.com.
But I couldn't get through to you guys, and so my dad had to know. So I will definitely talk to my dad. And tell him exactly what he said, because I was going to actually have him on the interview with him.
Well, I think he would love to interview your dad. I mean, when you want to really know something about this business, your dad was the best promoter this business I've ever seen. You know.
Oh, no, I didn't do it that way. I'm saying I was so surprised, and I was at my dad ask you a question on your interview because I'm a fan, man. I would have marked out for that. I would have loved you.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to realize when your dad took over Mid-South, it was nobody was making money.
True.
Nobody was making money when he took that over. The territory was dead. Your father brought that territory back, brother. It became one of the biggest territories in the business. I mean, he had Oklahoma and everything going. It was sell out everywhere. We were selling out Baton Rouge. We were selling out New Orleans. We were selling out everywhere, brother. Everywhere.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he made a lot of stars too. Ted DiBiase, Buck Robley. I mean, look at all the stars that came out of Mid-South.
Yes, sir.
Look at all the people that work for Mid-South. Yep, and what Vince did, I tell people that Vince didn't make Junkyard Dog. Vince did not make Ted DiBiase. They was made when they got there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know that.
100%.
Yeah, he was your father built them up. So the only thing Vince had to do was just take them and put them on TV. He never had to do nothing to make Ted DiBiase known. Ted was known before he got there. Junkyard Dog was over before he got there.
Coco Beware.
Coco Beware is another one your father made, see?
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because, Ross, which was Ultimate Warrior, came to my dad, and then my dad said, no, this kid needs
Can you guys hear Eric Watts pretty well on the phone?
That's right. There's a Dingo Warrior.
Wave or clap to let me know.
And he called up and said, Bill, you want him back? No, I think it's better for up north. He comes up there, he's awesome. We can talk, every something I did, I can brag about it. It's just a blessing to see all the people in which he saw or had a vision for and help promote. People say my dad does wrestling, but my dad knows from what he tells me. Yes, I have a gift to see storylines and animals, but what people miss, what made this sound from Universal Wrestling.
That's right. That's right.
I filled in my vision of storyline athletes, because every one of my guys were athletes. Very few of my guys were not what's called athletes: basketball, football, wrestling, politics. They weren't athletes. So one of the few people that I know that my dad dated that was not known for high school athletics, they just stick up. You know, but that had a lot to do with that. Really, Smith's time was promoting or managing, and that came that way. But the majority of the people that were his historians, Butch Reed, Paul Bearing, Tony Allen, D.I., how about him leaving the football team and went 12? See, that's different. You had a lot of pro football players, pro wrestlers. You were mentioning, oh my God, who you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, they didn't call him Duggan back then. It was Dugan.
No, that's right.
Remember Dugan? Yeah, he was Dugan. It was in Mid-South.
Yeah. You're right. But you know, you're talking about.
You know, I was there. I was there when that girl got killed.
Oh yeah.
When he wrecked that car.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he left. Where was it? We used to dress upstairs. Is that Shreveport?
Shreveport.
The dressing room was upstairs.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
That was Shreveport, right?
Yes, sir.
And he pulled up, Dugan pulled up, had a black Trans Am, I believe. And he jumped out of the car and left the door open and the car running. And jumped out the dog, saw him come, he told Grizzly Smith, he said, "Oh Lord, here he come." And I had to rush him that night. He was drunk as a skunk. Then he left that night and dog said, "Hey, you hear what happened to Dugan last night?" I said, "No." He said he was in a car accident and a girl got killed in the car with him, his girlfriend.
Wow.
I wrestled him that night.
Wow.
Because your dad had me team up some with Butch Reed.
Yeah.
Me and Butch Reed were tag team partner in Mid-South.
Yeah, I remember. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, what fantastic.
Yeah.
Rick Steiner, you know.
Rick, I know you got things to do, and I got to get back this interview, but when make sure this guy give you my number so you guys stay in touch, all right?
Sure. Yes,
and it was wonderful talking to you. Please give your dad a big old hug for me, man.
I appreciate and love you, brother.
All right, love you, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care, Eric. Well, that was great. That was great. The last time I talked to that kid was 20 years ago. More than 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the 90s. I ain't talked to Eric Walk since about 95.
Oh, wow. Wow. No, it's that when I told him I was going to be doing something with you this week, he was like, "Oh, man, tell Tony I love him. I need to speak to him." And stuff like that. And so I was like, okay.
He's good people. Man. So how much more you got to do? You tell I'm getting sleepy.
Tony, show whole Facebook world how many beers you've been having. So 1 beer, 2 beers. He's doing all right. Actually, you know what it is? I'm just testing out this whole. I told the fans that we're doing the virtual reality signing, which is true. That's what we're doing right now.
You got pictures?
But yeah, we have the pictures here. But to tell you the truth, I'm actually testing out this virtual reality signing thing because I'm testing out my equipment.
Yeah, what time you supposed to do the virtual?
It's on right now. You look, say hi to them. They're watching you
right now. Y'all looking at me. I'm sitting here looking at you, and you looking at me, and we looking at each other. And I got a picture with a wrestler on the front. I don't know who it is. He's look like New Japan Wrestling. And it's a Japanese wrestler. Oh, that's me. Well, that's nice with a card here, brother.
There you go. Old school.
So how much are these?
These are $25. And that's shipping and handling.
Shipping
and handling.
Yeah, and then you get, and I get to sign it too, right?
And you give them a shout out after you autograph it. If they have a special message, we're not doing inscriptions on the card. You know why? because we don't want to take away all the artwork and the writings that's in the back.
Oh,
so,
no, if your fans buy the picture, let them put on what they want.
Yeah, buy the
picture. They buy the picture, and they put on whatever they want.
You're going to autograph it, and then you're going to give a video shout out to
whoever. Who is my first customer?
Let's see.
Anybody yet want buy my picture?
Let's see. We have two. What I did, I started the live while you and Eric was talking. Because once again, I'm testing this stuff out. So I didn't go full-fledged with the promotion of the autographs.
So who is the people?
Let's see. We have a Daniel watching, a Derek watching.
Daniel, Derek, which one of y'all bought my picture? Who was it, Daniel or Eric?
No, nobody yet. They're watching right now.
You watching me?
Yeah. Richard King, Patrick
Hi,
Alonso.
Richard. Richard, you gonna buy my picture? Come on, Richard. I need this to buy me another beer.
There you go.
Look, I even wore my Hall of Fame rings for you.
There you go.
You gotta buy my picture, Richard, because he need to make some money. Because he's not going to pay me until y'all pay him.
Oh, no, don't say that. They're going to be like, bad booker.
Yeah, he's a bad booker. He said if he don't make no money off these pictures, he's not going to pay me. He even charge me for my own meal.
Oh,
he didn't feed me.
They're going to be like, I always hated Lorenz Dean. Now I know why.
Yeah, he treat me like I'm black.
Oh, yeah. And listen, you can tell by this hand,
That's fake.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news, baby.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
So here we go. If y'all want to get this nice picture, if this is the only one we got.
No, we got this, and then I know you brought some stuff. Also, we also have 8x10s. Tony also brought 8x10s as well. He brought his beautiful drawings. As a matter of fact, where do you? As a matter of fact, please give them the history and the rundown behind this.
Okay.
If we have enough time to.
This is the biggest chump that ever participated in bodybuilding and wrestling. His name is Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. And I used to beat him up when he was a kid, and he became all nice and famous and everything. Should I do on this camera or that one?
No, but you're fine right there.
I'm good there. Yeah. So I put down all of his titles. This is a Tony Atlas resume. This is my resume. So you want to know how many bodybuilding contests, how many wrestling titles I won? I put as many on as I could. The drawing was done by me. So this is Tony Atlas artwork. And I call it my resume. So everybody interested in my resume, or you get this beautiful, glossy Tony Atlas
bio card.
5x7 card.
There you go. So, Tony, tell the fans some of the accomplishments that you made.
Okay.
It's a long list of accomplishments. I hope you guys have time.
On this, it got Teenage Virginia Bodybuilding Champion, Virginia Bodybuilding Champion, Virginia Powerlifting Champion, Virginia Wrestling Champion, Georgia Tag Team Champion, Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Eastern American Bodybuilding Championship, Mr. Southern Hemisphere Bodybuilding Championship, Mr. North Carolina Bodybuilding Championship, NWA Rookie of the Year, Mr. USA Bodybuilding Championship, Mr. Hercules Bodybuilding Championship, Georgia Tag Team Champion, Mr. Georgia Bodybuilding Championship, Georgia Powerlifting Championship, Georgia Wrestling Champion, Mr. USA Georgia Tag Team Champion, again, 3-time Georgia Tag Team Champion. Pin Hulk Hogan, Madison Square Garden, 1981. Japan Bench Press Champion. New York Powerlifting Champion. WWE Tag Team Champion with Rocket Johnson. New England Powerlifting Champion. Mr. Universe. AWA Tag Team Champion, Texas Tag Team Champion, Texas TV Champion, Texas Powerlifting Champion, Texas Brand Nut Champion, National Powerlifting Champion, Caribbean World Champion, third in the APF World Powerlifting Championship, 3rd place. ICW World Heavyweight Champion. White Mountain Powerlifting Champion. Northern State Powerlifting Champion. The Key to the City in Roanoke, Virginia. The Key to the City in Parsippany, New York, Parsippany, New Jersey. Northern State Powerlifting Champion. APA Powerlifting Champion. MTV True Life. AWE Hall of Fame. WWE Hall of Fame. WBBG Bodybuilding Hall of Fame. WCW and with Mark Henry. St. Louis. I was honored by the mayor of St. Louis, a proclamation from St. Louis. Top Rope Lifetime Achievement Award. WWE Legend House. And 2019 Dark Side of the Ring. This is just a few of my accomplishments. I put at the bottom and more. There we go.
And I love how you say a few. That's just a few, guys.
That's just a few.
This is the exact
thing. This starts from 1973 up until 2019. But I got more stuff that happened after 2019 that have to get added on. So I got to do another picture so I can have room to put the other stuff on. But I didn't have enough room, as you can see, to put everything on that I did. So I tried to put just the big contest. So we got some of my drawings here. And if I got a drawing, I got many drawing people. If you like, see one you want, or there's this beautiful car here.
And any weightlifting stories you have? Any bodybuilding stories? Like, tell us some of the guys that you've met as far as along your way.
I was training partner for over a year with Luther Ringler. We trained in the gym together for over a year. Then one day somebody came in, they recognized me. And they stopped and asked me to take a picture with them. So I did. So I went back to finish my training session with Luther Ringler. And he said, Tony, the reason I like working out with you because you don't talk. And he walked away and never trained with me again. Wow. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Arnold was funny. He told this kid one time that wanted to go to his first bodybuilding contest. So the kid said, what should I do? And Arnold said, you got to get their attention. He said, so what you do, when you go out on stage, just holler to the top of your lungs, as loud as you can holler. Every time you do a pose, holler. So this guy went on stage, hit a double bicep and go, ah! He hit another pose, yeah! He hollered so much and so loud they kicked him out the contest. Yeah. So Arnold was one that liked to play, he likes to play jokes on people. He was a wonderful guy, but he loved to have fun. And I competed against Anthony Clark, worked out with Ted Sr., the first guy that ever bench pressed 700 pounds. Bill Cosby, worked out and trained with him. So weightlifting and bodybuilding have been part of my life. I still go to the gym, and I still like to work out. You know, I don't mess with, for some people it might be heavy, but for me, I would say I don't mess with, the heavy weight, like 500-600 pounds, unless I'm doing a leg workout. The only time I go up to 500 if I'm doing leg presses or squats or something, or deadlift. But that's the only time I would go as much as 500. Most time on the bench, I stay right around 315, 365. I used to go up to 405 on the bench about 10 years ago, but I stopped doing that because I got this fear of pulling a muscle. And at my age, if I get hurt, I'm not going to recover that good, at my age. So them are some of the things that I still do. I still like to lift weights. I still like to work out.
What's some of the tips that you've learned as far as when it came down to bodybuilding?
Well, one of the things, not just for bodybuilding, but just for good health, every person should eat at least 50% of a human being diet should be fruit and veggies. Fruit and vegetables, you get your vitamins and minerals. Most Americans eat protein and carbohydrate. Now, carbohydrate, no matter if it's pasta or potatoes or pizza, all that stuff is sugar. Your body stores it until you're able to burn it up. And try not to eat heavy meals after 8 o'clock, because the later you eat, your metabolism slows down at the end of the day. It has to slow down in order for you to go to sleep. You wouldn't be able to sleep if the metabolism didn't slow down. So you want to eat your heaviest meal during the day. You want to have a big breakfast. Everybody says your breakfast is the most important meal of the day, because that way you can really fuel up at breakfast, because it's going to take you all day to burn that food. You eat a big lunch, you still got time to burn it. You eat a big dinner and then lay around and watch TV or go to bed, you're not going to burn it up. So if you want to gain muscle size, try not to eat late at night.
All right. We've seen the episode as far as the debut of the show with Rocky, the story about Rocky. Let's be straight up. You're not in that episode, the series, are you?
I don't think so.
You're not involved. And that's crazy to me, because you're talking about his father, and one of the important parts of his life is being the first black tag team champion, the Soul Brothers, alongside with yourself.
Yeah, we see the story. If you look at the story, it's about young Rock.
Okay.
So it's about Rock grown up. When he was a child, I didn't know him. He didn't know me then. They're gonna show all the stuff that happened before he became world champion. He became world champion at the end of his career. If you realize, after Rock had lost the belt, that was the end of his career. So they hadn't got to the end of his career yet. This is all about the travel, how Rock had traveled, how the boy had to learn to live with his father that was never home. He was on the road. And how he had to go to one school and get pulled out of school to go to another state and get re-enlisted in another school. Because Rocky could be in Florida for 2 years, but then all of a sudden they want him to go to Louisiana to wrestle now. So now he got to pick his whole family up and go to Louisiana. Then Vince going to call him and say, well, I want to come to New York now. Now he got to get his family up and go to New York. So I think it'll be primarily about his earlier years in wrestling and stuff of that nature. But I doubt if I have any part to do with that.
Okay. Any stories that you could share as far as, like, I know there was one story that you shared with me that was pretty funny, when they asked Rocky's father to do a particular monkey gimmick. Can you tell?
Yeah. See, back in the older days, they wanted blacks to be Stetcher Fletcher. They wanted us to be comical. And the reason they wanted to be comical is so we could draw white fans. So they wanted Rocky to go in the ring and jump around like a monkey and everything. And Rocky told me he wasn't going to do that. The guy that asked Rocky to do that was Jerry the King Lawler. And Rocky said he was not going to do that. So Rocky got a lot of heat with the promoters because he never wanted them to make a clown out of him. He was a very proud man. And he figured for him to jump around the ring like a monkey and scratch his ass and everything like a monkey and go, ooh, 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 ooh. To Rocky, that was belittling him. And here's a guy that fought Muhammad, that sparred with Muhammad Ali, worked out with Larry Holmes, bodybuild, power lift, had one of the best physique in wrestling, one of the best drop kicks in wrestling, one of the biggest drawing wrestling. And they want this guy to take all that talent and jump around like he was a monkey in a cage, and Rocky couldn't do that. When you use the N-word around Rocky, I let it slide off my back. Rocky couldn't do that. If you call him that name, Rocky would say something to you. So I would say if Rocky made any mistake in pro wrestling, Rocky feel that he should be treated the same as white wrestlers were treated. And he could not understand why he could not get the same respect. Even though some of the people he wrestled was not as good as him. They didn't look as good as him. They didn't wrestle as good as him. But they got treated with the utmost respect, and Rocky had to fight for his respect everywhere he went.
Now, back in those days, as far as I know you mentioned that they used to call you the N-word so much that when they actually called you by your real name, you didn't know.
I didn't know who they were talking about. Because I was in it for one reason only, to make money. As long as I make money, I didn't care what they said. That, because I got called that by people that wasn't paying me. So a guy is putting $1,500, $2,000 a week in my pocket, or $3,000 a week back in them days, he could call me what he want, as long as he kept signing them checks. So I put up with a lot of stuff just for the money. As long as I was making the money, I didn't care what they said. I didn't let things bother me. But some wrestlers, the money was not enough. To them, the respect was worth more than the money. And Rocket Johnson wasn't alone in that field. Another guy was a guy called Thunderbolt Patterson. Thunderbolt, when they started WCW, they never used him again. So we taught the guys, black wrestlers that was at the peak of their career, that got their wing clipped and was never thought of and never used again. Vince brought me back a couple of times, but not in a way that I would like to be came back. He brought me back as an underdog. He never really let me do what I could do to get myself over, and he never did anything to promote me. Even right now today, Vince McMahon Jr. never did anything for me. Vince Sr. made Tony Atlas. Vince Jr. helped to destroy Tony Atlas.
Do you feel like everything that it seems like Vince Sr. created, Vince Jr. kind of came behind him and started?
Well, he did. He got rid of Captain Lou Albano. He got rid of me. He got rid of everything Chief J. Strongbow. Everything that Vince Sr. built, Vince Jr. destroyed. Yeah, so that is exactly right. He didn't want not an inkling of his father's legacy left. So he wanted to start it. It went from right away, he changed it from the WWF to the WWF. Right away, he changed the name. It was 3W, Worldwide Wrestling Federation, WWF.
And I believe Senior was against the guys being involved in the entertainment world as far as movies and stuff. That's when he had the issue with Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan actually went out and did the movie that was with Rocky 3, I believe. Right. And I don't think that was a bad movie, because if you look at it now, you see how all these guys they're benefiting from, especially when it comes down to...
Well, you see, the reason that the old type of motor did that, because Earl Maynard was a wrestler. Once he made his first movie, no more wrestling. Tor Tanaka was a wrestler. He started making them James Bond movies. He even was in moving Arnold Schwarzenegger. No more wrestling. Woody Snipes, real good actor. Wrestler, went into the ring, no more wrestling. You look at it now, you got Titus. He was a wrestler, now he's on Fox News. He's on the Greg Dunker show. No more wrestling. So anybody with, if you can make $100,000 sitting at home, or you can make $100,000 get hit in the head with a chair every night, I think you would take the sitting home. So the money, promoters, old time promoters try to make us believe you can't make this type of money nowhere else. Like when I started going to bodybuilding, they did everything in their power to keep me from going to every contest I went to. Because they was always afraid that I'm going to quit wrestling and go to this other sport. Because it was done by wrestlers in the past, And believe it or not, it was done with Hogan. He came back because it was the only way to keep his name going. He wasn't getting enough movie publicity. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, once he started making movies, did he go back to bodybuilding? No. When Jim Brown, when he started making movies, he go back to football? No. Shaquille O'Neal, he started making commercials and movies. Did he go back to basketball? No. Once these guys found out they could make that same money and not get beat up every night, not have to travel up and down the highways for hours and hours and hours. When you make a trip, you look on your GPS, it would say 6 hours. By the time you get to where you're going, it's 8 hours.
Which is true.
It's 8 hours. So you got to be driving down the highway for 8 hours. Then you got to get there and stay up for hours and hours and hours. After you drive 8 hours, then you still can't rest. You still got to be up. Where these guys could sit around, go to work for 8 hours on a job, and come home and have the rest of the day off. 8-hour day for a wrestler in them days was a short day. Was a short day. Most time it was 8 hours to the show. Then you have the show for 6 hours. Then you get a couple of hours of sleep, and then you got the 8-hour drive going back. Wow. So when you look at the hours you put in, and you're making the same money, the money don't change. It's the same money. No matter how many hours you do, the money don't change. You got to guarantee what this guy going to pay you. And let's say you work for a guy give you $200, for example, okay? But he worked you for 4 hours. That's $50 an hour. He worked for 8 hours, you're making $25 an hour. And then if you add the time with that, the driving time, a guy that give a wrestler $200 have worked that wrestler for less than minimum wage. That guy is working for about $8 or $10 an hour. If he travel a long ways, get a small payday, and then have the long drive back home. I know thousands and thousands of wrestlers that work for $5 an hour. They would make more money flipping burgers. Because when you add things up, see, when somebody booked me for a show, now let's say I go to work for Boston Wrestling. Where Boston Wrestling want to take for at least 4 to 5 hours. He want to take 4 to 5 hours. It take me 2 hours to get there, 2 hours to get back home. That's 9 hours. See? So if he give me, let's say, $200, I just worked for $11 an hour.
I get you.
Took a chance on being killed out late at night, driving, bad weather, everything, for $11 an hour. And that's why a lot of guys, people say, well, why you charge so much? Well, you can't drive nowhere free. I told this promoter the other day. He wanted me to come to, the guy called me, he wanted me to come to New Jersey. And I said, I can't cover that price. He said, why not? I said, first of all, it's going to cost me $300 to go there and to come back. It's going to cost me at least $300. The rental car for 2 days is going to cost me about $150, about $200 for 2 days for a rental car. Rental car is like $70, $80. You get a deal, you get one for about $60 or $70, but mostly like $90 a day for a rental car, plus gas and toll. And then you got, like you cross the GW, that's $20. You cross, every bridge is $15 to $20 just to cross the bridge. Then you got your toll. So just in gas and rent a car alone, that's not counting the food. It costs about $300 that this wrestler paid. So if this promoter is giving this wrestler, let's say $200, this wrestler is paying to work. He would have saved $100 by not going. He would have saved $100 if he had just stayed home. He would have made more money staying home than making a trip. But there's thousands and thousands of wrestlers all through the year that made these long, long trips and these long, long hours with people for very, very small money. I try not to let people do that to me. I give them, when I do interview, I try to cut it off right around 4 hours. I don't try to let a person work me for some 8, 9 hours, because to me, when I add up my hours and then I add up my money, I said, Tony, that guy took advantage of it. Got guys like Tito Santana. Tito got a set price no matter what it is. He won't go below that. The guy I'm working for tomorrow, he paying me the same money that he's paying Tito. I got a 7-hour drive to get there, a 7-hour drive come back. Tito was 30 minutes away.
And I know where he's coming from. Yeah.
30 minutes away.
I know. But that's not his fault. That's just the
that's how he does it, because Tito said he's not going to get in his car, take a chance on his life, drive all the way down these highways and byways, and then get home, pay his cell phone bill, and he's broke.
Makes no sense.
It did all that just to pay one bill, and he broke. He got nothing to show for all the traveling, the hitting in the head with the chair, the blood, the bad food, everything that he went through. And then the next day, it's like he never went. Where he could have stayed home. and save money. So that's some of the things that a lot of people don't know about. They think all wrestlers make the big bucks. But there's a lot of wrestlers that, even with WWE right now, by the time they pay their taxes, now let's say, for example, you make $100,000 a year with Vince. You got to pay for your own rental car, your own hotel, your own expenses. Then you self-employed, so in a year, you have to pay taxes. So for anybody without deduction, your taxes is about $40,000 right off the bat. So $100,000 is really $60,000. But not only do you have to, so you have to deduct your expenses off the road in order to pay less in taxes. So you have to spend $20,000 on the road to save $10,000 in taxes. Plus, wrestlers have to keep up 2 homes. Because when you're on the road, you have to pay for your hotel, but you also got to pay rent at your apartment or your house or wherever you live. You got to pay mortgage. So during that month, you add up all your hotels that you stayed in, then you throw your mortgage to it. So out of $100,000, you are very, very, very lucky if you could save $10,000 at the end of the year. Because you got to realize wrestlers support 2 homes. Their home on the road and their home at home. So they always pay 2 rents, 2 mortgage, 2 of everything. So that's one of the things about wrestling that people don't know until they get into it. So I tried, a lot of people call me for stuff all the time. A lot of times I just tell them, no, I can't afford it. Because I'm not going to spend money out of my pocket to go somewhere and drive for 7 or 8 hours, for nothing, Then when I get home, I say, well, I went to New York, all great. Pay your mortgage. Fantastic. I hope you enjoy New York. You got that mortgage money? You got that cell phone money? You got that cable TV money? You don't have that cable? I'm going to cut you off if you don't have it. Yeah, but I just left New York. Well, what you did with the money? Well, I paid 2 bills. When you didn't pay me, you got to pay me too. Because life is getting more and more expensive. I feel sorry for the young kids. I really feel sorry for the future of America. People talk about how great we're going to be. I don't think we're going to have a bright future, to be honest with you, simply for this reason. It costs the average American $52,000 a year to have a roof over their head. There's 52 weeks in a year. The average rent for an apartment is $1,000 a month. That's average. That's average, $1,000 a month. So if you add that up, that's $52,000 a year for just rent. Nothing else. That don't include food. TV costs you $1,200 to $1,500 a year to watch TV. Just to watch it. Your telephone costs you about $2,500 a year to talk on the phone. So you can make $100,000 today and live in poverty. Because life in America, you got 2 choices in America now. To be very, very rich or to be very, very poor. If you're rich, you can take care of yourself. If you're poor, the government will take care of you. If you're in the what they call the middle class, you got screwed. You're paid for everything or you get nothing. You don't get no deductions. You don't get no benefit. You get nothing. So the people that support this country is not the poor. It's not the rich. It's the middle class. The middle class pay all the taxes. Like, for example, when Trump was president, he made millions of dollars that year. Millions. He paid $1,500 in taxes. Rich people don't pay a lot in taxes. They know all the loopholes. They could donate money here, donate money there. The people that pay all the taxes in this country is that middle class. Because when you go to work, you don't have any deductions. What can you deduct at work? Nothing. So if you take home $100,000, Uncle Sam going to take 40 right off the bat. $40,000 gone. True. It's gone. $40,000 is gone right on out the window, just like that, just that quick. So the middle class in America are the backbone, the heartbeat of America. Mm. And if I had anything to do with the government, which I don't, I always focus more on the middle class and less on those that have. I would focus less on those that don't have. Because they always been the ones that got whatever they want, the rich and the poor. They always been in a good position. The people that is really struggling in this country and having such a hard time is not the lower class or the higher up class, is that middle class. You know, it's very hard to have a middle class business today. If I was poor, I just go to the state, I get some food stamp, I get rent voucher, the government will pay for my rent and they pay for my food. And they even give me a check on top of that. And I get health care. If I'm rich, I can afford whatever I want to wear, whatever I want to drive, wherever I want to live, and whatever type of health care I want. Now, if you're a middle class, you get no benefits. You get nothing. Except for a bill in the mail to pay your taxes every year. And then they take your tax dollars that you pay and give it to poor people. People that don't want to work, they ain't going to work. Then they give them your money. But anyway, anybody bought anything yet?
I have to check. I have somebody actually doing the monitoring of this thing. I'm just waiting for him to.
What they say? Y'all want to hear because I'm getting sleepy here.
Yeah. What we're going to do, we're going to have you pre-autograph these.
Yeah, so if somebody do order
that's it. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. You already got them.
Right.
Yeah, let me show them before I fall asleep on you.
You can show them in front of the screen that you're getting it done.
All right.
Okay. That's a good Sharpie.
Yeah, I'll put it in a different place where you can see it.
Yeah.
Put it here, now you can see it.
Yeah, that's better.
There you go. Look at that, huh? That printed autograph.
There you go.
See how nice I can write?
So, also you've done a little with that one. Just give a little snippet of a bodyguard story, because not too many people know that you've bodyguard before. After your wrestling career, I actually want to save that for the next interview. But give the fans a little snippet of one person that was memorable that you have a story about.
Well, I used to in between. I bodyguarded Tony Walls. I bodyguarded Liza Minnelli and Cheetah Rivera when they did The Rank. Mm-hmm. And I kind of liked that job. The only problem, I was a big guy, so they called me the stopper. Mm-hmm. What a stopper is a guy that jumped in front of the bullet. Oh. So what I did, my job was to take the bullet. That's true.
That must have been.
Yeah, that what a stopper is. He jumped in front of the bullet. Like when Ronald Reagan got shot, the guy jumped in front of the bullet, took the bullet from Ronald Reagan.
Right underneath the armpit. That's
yeah. Otherwise, Ronald Reagan would have got shot that day. But he took the bullet for him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anybody you kept in contact with that you've worked for in the past, as far as the
No, not really. You know, the thing about wrestlers, they very rarely. That's why I told Eric Rocks to call me and stay in touch. Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't talk to Eric Rocks or his father in 20 years.
Oh wow! So
the only time we see each other when we're at these conventions. I mean, you know, Rocky Johnson used to call me all the time. Mm-hmm. I got the Tommy Rich. Me and him, we talk to each other on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. But there's very few wrestlers that talk to me that I talk to. Because wrestling's always been an individual sport, so every guy see everything individually. Mm-hmm. You know, I was not part of the team, because there ain't no team in wrestling. Every man for himself. Gotcha. Wrestling is a sport where every man is for himself. And people don't know that. They think we're all friends. I got very few friends in this business. And most wrestlers do. They always tell you the same thing I'm telling you.
But they said if you have
one friend,
if you could count them in one hand, you consider
yourself lucky. If you have one friend when you finish this business, consider yourself lucky. Because that's just how the business is. Because we individuals. We self-employed.
Oh yeah.
So the only wrestler that I need to look out the was me. And that's pretty much how the wrestling business has been for years, and nothing changed. When I left the WWE, the only wrestler that would answer the phone when I called was Shelter Benjamin and Mark Henry and Teddy Long.
Oh, wow.
Anybody else I called after I left WWE would not pick up the phone.
Wow.
And some of these guys I've been knowing a lot longer than I've been knowing Mark Henry. I can call Mark Henry right now, he picks up the phone. I call Teddy Long right now, he picks up the phone. I call Shelter Benjamin, he picks up the phone. I call some of the other people, they never pick up the phone. And some of the guys I've been known for a long, long, long time.
Yeah, this business is a very funny business. I mean,
all business is. Everybody's for themselves. And it's getting worse.
Right.
Life is getting worse because people don't think of their neighbors the way they did in the older days. Back when I was a kid and Mrs. Johnson's house caught on fire, everybody would chip in and try to help her to get stable. Now if the house catches on fire, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You watch the news, you see stuff happen. We have become oblivion to other people's suffering. We don't have that same love for our neighbor. I listen to the news, they say, where's the Democrat? Where's the Republican? They talk about each other like they live in a different country. The Republicans don't consider Democrats as Americans and vice versa.
Right.
We're too much against, as Frederick Douglass said, a house divided against himself cannot stand.
Right, correct.
A house divided against itself cannot stand.
Correct, 100%.
Yeah.
So we have Tony Atlas here. He's pre-signing all of these 8x10, the bio cards, and it's an old school looking one. It's the ones that look like from back in the days in the 80s. I believe they was made by Topps, but they're a little bit bigger. They're the size of an actual postcard. For many of you that's old enough that remember postcards, because I know everything is being done via email, via text, via satellite, via everything. Man. But yeah, we have Tony signing. Remember, it's 50 that we have, so anybody that's interested, they will be available. They will also be part of the Pro Wrestling Punchline series that will be coming out soon, so look for that. We'll have his autograph involved. We'll have a couple of T-shirts. We'll have a whole host of items. So definitely come check that out. Yeah, Tony.
Yep, now I'm probably going to stay up for about another 30 minutes, then I have to get some rest.
Gotcha.
I am beat. I feel my eyelid falling. The reason I'm so tired, folks, because I've been on the go since 8 o'clock this morning, non-stop. So this old man got wore out. And I hope that we brought some pleasure to some people, and I hope that we're able to do it again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, this as far as virtual signing, like I said, it was a trial run because I want to test everything out.
Yeah, you learn as you go. Yeah. As you go.
Of course,
you learn as you go. Because this is going to be the future right here.
Yeah, no, that I know.
Because you can't go to wrestling shows no more. So this pretty much is the future of how things are going to be done. You got people that don't even go grocery shopping no more. They go in, there you go.
Thank you.
People don't even go grocery shopping no more. You call the drone. You call the drone, and the drone drop it off at the house. So,
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All of them saying.
Well, big brother, I got to get me some rest. I'm beat. We've been doing this since 4 hours. Don't seem like it on it. Yeah.
Time flies.
You've been gone 4 hours.
Time flies.
Well, you gotta let me go to sleep now, brother.
Okay.
You don't got the best of old Tony. So I want to thank all y'all for tuning in. And this is a great organization. This young man is a great young man. I wish him all the happiness in the world. And y'all buy some of them cars. I mean, help the guy out here because he's doing a lot of things for a lot of us wrestlers. So, there's very few young men that take an interest in us old timers. So he's a great guy and one of my best friends from here on out. So y'all do your best to help him out in any way you can. Thank you so much. Good night. Yeah, I was trying to stay up to 10. I don't think I could do it.
I was trying to figure out how to get off the live because, like I said, it was a trial error. I'm glad you said what you said because coming from you, it's a whole lot better than me saying, okay, we're going to get off the air. They're like, why is he doing that?
Yeah, but they don't realize I've been running since 8.
So so you said you're going to be, because I definitely want to.
Yeah, I'm going to text you. I think it's the 14th.
Oh, wait, before anything.
But the one with the other guy, is the one you're talking about with Tony, right?
Right, but that might be a little too close still, so.
Well, I call and let you know every time I'm in this area.
Okay, that's just like how you did it before.
Yeah, and that, I think that's the best way to do it that way. Mm-hmm. But I know I'm doing Tom River, and that's supposed to be next month. Because we had to decide what we were going to do this time, or we were going to do Tom River. You remember?
Yeah.
And then I said, well, the Jersey thing, you said, well, this is a lot better for you.
Because it's...
Right, this one. Because instead of me driving all the way to Pennsylvania, because I'm only 2 hours from Pennsylvania.